I've got a good video for you today. By the time you see this video, I will have literally bid on 5 different electric cars here in Australia from 4 different Chinese car brands. All of these cars are used, but they've all done no more than a couple of 100 kilometers. And interestingly, pretty much all of them aren't actually on sale here in Australia. So how did they get here? How are they on sale and why am I bidding for them? Well, this is kind of a crazy story, but watch on and you'll find out. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. As you can see, I'm kind of excited right now. I'm about to bid on 5 different electric cars. Now, as you know, if you're watching the channel, I've already purchased, well, I haven't purchased yet. I've paid a deposit on an electric car, a BYD electric car, which will do around 450 kilometers of range using an LFP blade battery. It's the BYD Atto 3. It was meant to arrive this month. Got an email, when was it? 2 days ago, saying that there's a 4 to 8 week delay. I'm going to guess that that's probably 8 weeks if they're saying 4 to 8. So I'm a little bit sad, disappointed. I was excited to get my car and show you guys the car, take some videos, do some drag races, take it down to the racetrack. No kidding. But if I win one of the auctions here, I will actually take one of these cars down to a racetrack if the racetrack will let me drive it on the track. I'll tow it down there on a trailer, on a car trailer, and I'll try to race it around against my BYD when I get the BYD. That's my plan. I'm going to do that, just have a bit of fun. And then I'm going to, find out what the range is when you're actually racing these cars. So see how much that degrades the range. After that, I'm going to do something different with it. I'm going to tear it apart piece by piece and use the battery for something. So where did I get this crazy idea from? And I probably sound like I'm just talking nonsense here. Snorting cocaine or, I don't know, getting high on something. And there was an article today here in Australia saying Australians are the highest users of methamphetamine. Seriously, we are the highest users of meth per capita, per person, than any other country in the world. I kid you not. I had no idea that meth was such a problem here in Australia. Clearly, I'm not associating with the right people to find out this information. But I'm shocked. I'm kind of embarrassed, to be honest. So many meth users in our country. What does that say about us as a people? A bunch of, meth heads walking around. Kind of concerning. Anyhow, I'm not high on my own supply or higher on anything else. But I am excited about what I'm doing now. I've just created an account on an auction site, and it's the most old school website you've ever seen. It was bizarre manual process to create an account. This website must have been created back in 1994. It's so old school, it's unbelievable. It's crazy considering it's an auction site for, millions of dollars worth of product. Anyhow, these vehicles, these 5 electric cars, all different models. Actually, one of them is a similar model, but all the others are different. They're all located in Queensland, right? So if I win the auction, I'm going to win one of them. I guarantee I'm going to have to win one of them. I could win all of them. Who knows? If I win all of them, then I know how I'm going to bring 5 electric cars back from Queensland all the way back down to Melbourne. My original plan, I was thinking, right, whichever I want, I'll win in one of these and then I'll just secretly drive it back down to Melbourne, right? Because technically, none of them can be registered here on the road. I'll explain this to you more. Now, there's a few different Chinese electric cars that have popped up from Leap Motor, BAIC, and GAC. So all those 3 car companies are car companies that I've talked about on this channel on numerous different occasions as car EV manufacturers in China that are massively ramping up over the last, 12 months really. Some of them, for example, Leap Motor, their sales are up like 800% in the last 12 months. It's gone crazy. GAC make Aeon electric cars, which are unbelievably good. They have one that has a 1,000 kilometer range. I've talked about their incredible battery technology, their sponge silicon technology. Anyhow, as you can see, I'm pretty excited here. Now, these electric cars were spotted for sale by Queensland-based auction house McDonald's Australia. It's not McDonald's, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's an auction McDonald's. Yeah. Anyway, you can't buy burgers from there. So I found this article, right, on drive.com.au. It's an Australian website. And they said that these vehicles, they said there's only 3, but I found 5. A 2019 Leapmotor S01, a 2020 GAC NE Aeon S, and a 2019 EX5 R500 are being offered as written off salvage vehicles due to being smoke damaged. Like smoke damage. I had a look at the photos. It looks like there's nothing wrong. One of them does have some damage. The others look perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. None of them are currently on sale in Australia. These 3 vehicles, the other 2 actually kind of are. Now, it's understood that these 3 EVs from GAC, BAIC, and Leapmotor, alongside other listings for multiple other Chinese import electric vehicles, were owned by an Australian engineering firm until a big fire happened, and apparently pretty much everything in that factory was written off. They're selling lots of electric golf buggies. I even thought about getting one of those, but then I went, no, you're getting too carried away here, Electric Viking. Come on, mate. Calm down. So I'm not buying a golf buggy, but I did think, hey, how big is the battery pack in one of those things? Could I use that? Anyhow, I think the battery pack in a car will be more than enough for my needs. That's the plan, right? Usually, left-hand drive vehicles imported into Australia by a manufacturer under strict test and evaluation criteria must be either crushed, donated for research, or exported offshore. However, because they're parallel private imports, these vehicles are immune from being crushed or exported. So let's have a look at these cars. Now, the first model that I found here is the Leapmotor S01. Now, right now, it's had 4 bidders on it. The auction ends in 3 days. It's currently at $300 Australian dollars. It's a Leapmotor S01 coupe, kind of a really interesting looking car. Wouldn't say good looking. It's odd, interesting, and it's electric. And it's got a big battery. It's only done 266 kilometers on the odometer. And they've got some interior photos here of it. It's like a really strange cockpit, almost like it doesn't align with the steering wheel. It's bizarre. Have a look at it and you'll see that the steering wheel seems to not be in the middle of the actual screen there. It's sort of misaligned or something, but it looks like it's an intentional design, but very interesting that they've done that. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty new, modern looking vehicle inside. And my plan for when I win all of these cars, or one of them, or 2 of them, or who knows, is to use the battery for energy storage. Now, I've got a property where I have multiple little units, and it's like a B&B style property. I've had that for a long time now, and I basically just have permanent tenants living there. I used to run it as a B&B personally, and I'd do all the cleaning myself, and take all the bookings and meet all the guests, and it was a lot of work. So eventually, when my boys got into BMX and that was taking up more of my time and started doing this channel, I got tenants in there full time in those properties. But I don't have any battery storage there right now. But I wanted to get it. And this would be perfect because I need a lot of battery storage because there's multiple places on that site, right? So if I took the battery pack from this, which is a 50 kilowatt hour size battery, that would give me enough to run a few of those properties, obviously in combination with solar. So I'd have to take this car apart, which would be an interesting exercise in and of itself. And then, of course, set it up with the solar system. And it's already got, my property already has some solar there. But setting it up with the batteries, I mean, that would be perfect for me. And I could save a lot of money because I currently pay the electricity bills for the properties because they're on one account. They're all on the one. So the guests actually pay me an average sort of out fee per week for their electricity. But this would mean the electricity would be essentially free, which is awesome. Now first of all, the vehicle, it's interesting. It's got a plate here in the engine bay, and it actually says that the power of this car is 125 kilowatt. It's 1,490 kilos in total weight. It was built in November of 2019, and it's 360 volt platform, 99 amp hour. The next car, this one only has 2 bidders on it so far. It will have a 3rd bidder soon. Don't you worry about that. This one is only at $150 right now. I mean, I'm guessing the bidding's going to heat up at some point in the next 3 days. This one's only done 237 kilometers. It's got a black leather interior. The dash, everything, by the way, everything in these cars, all the dashes, the instrumentation, everything's in Chinese. There's no English at all on any of them from what I'm reading here. Now, this one's got smoke damage, but I've looked at all the pictures. I can't see anything wrong with it. This would be cool. And I've got to say, this interior here of this car it's actually really nice. Now this is a GAC Aeon S 4-door sedan, which was made in January of 2020. And it's, as you can see, it's got the digital dash there. It's got really big screens, a big digital screen for the driver, then a big digital screen in the middle. Nice leather interior. This is a really nice car. It's a pity that I'm going to have to take it apart just to use the battery. I don't know what anyone got any ideas on what I could do the rest of the car? I'm kind of thinking hard here what I could do with the rest of it. Anyway, this one weighs quite a lot more. It's 2,035 kilo, although that's a lot less weight than a BMW 3 Series electric car in China. Apparently they're like 2,300 kilos. This is a similar size. 2,035 kilo. It's got 135 kilowatt and it's got 150 amp hour there, it says. And that's about everything I can see about that car there. Now the next car is a BAIC EX5 R500 5-door electric SUV. This thing looks unreal. I mean, this is a good looking car, good size car. This would be perfect. It's only done 254 kilometers. I mean, it's a fairly newish model. It's from 2020. Actually, no, I lie. It's from August of 2019. Black leather interior. Smoke damage. I can't see any damage whatsoever anywhere. There's no marks there that I could say. It looks perfectly clean to me. The interior to me looks really modern and new. To be honest, it looks even better than the BYD's interior of the car that I've ordered. And it's got leather seats. Be perfect. Pity it can't be registered in Australia. Yeah. Now, what are the specs on this one? It says here it's 412 volt. It's got 150 amp hour, 2,137 kilo. Seems surprisingly lightweight for the size of the car. And I mean, it looks like it's basically never been used. It's even got plastic covering the seats. This is a really nice car. Anyhow, the bidding on this one right now is at $200. 3 bidders on this car, and this one I believe has the biggest battery pack. So that's the one I'm going to go after the hardest. Okay, fourth car out of the 5. This one here is an MG EV. You can actually buy these in Australia. Well, you could. This is the old model. This was from 2019. However, this is the Chinese version. It can't be registered here in Australia. But I do have an idea for that, a little trick. In theory, right, you could do this. You could buy another one of these from Australia, the same model, the same color, the same year, right? Then you could fit both of them with the same plates and the same registration sticker, everything else, right? But you could get caught, and then it would be a problem. Maybe you go to jail. I don't know. You'd have a big fine. Go to court for sure, at least anyway. Anyhow, little things for you criminals out there if you want an idea of what you can do. So this one here, right, has done 327 miles, black leather interior, panoramic sunroof, comes with a charger, the keys, the books. Interior looks really nice. Not as good as the other ones, interestingly. The MG, I don't know, maybe it was more of a perceived as in China as maybe more of a budget vehicle. Anyhow, this one here doesn't have listings for weight, doesn't have any listings on the engine plate like the other ones do. But just like the others, it looks perfect on the outside, on the inside. This one as well would be perfect for my new battery system. Now this next car here looks like it took the brunt of the fire, or at least some part of the fire anyway. It's got some damage on the outside. I'm going to guess this one here probably going to be the cheapest, especially because it's also smaller and therefore has a smaller battery pack. And the kilometers are actually unknown on this car. I don't know why that is. Bidding right now, there's 2 bidders. It's at $150. This is a Horizon New Energy electric hatchback. You can see there's some pretty major damage on the outside. The inside, like all the others, looks perfect. Looks actually pretty nice for a little hatchback. Actually, it's not that little. It looks pretty nice in general. It's even got a digital screen in front of the driver. You can see, technology in these cars is better than similar cars from this year and this price range versus, when you're looking at, say, other comparable cars from Japan. Now, on the plate here, the car plate, it says it was built in May of 2020. It weighs 1,481 kilo, has 55 kilowatt, and that's about all I can see on that one. Here's the last car, the 5th car. It's an MG ZS EV. Similar to the other vehicle, the MG ZS that I just had a look at. This one was a 2019 model as well. It looks like they bought them at pretty much the same time. It's done a few more Ks, 1,192 kilometers, so very little. That's 650 miles. Black leather interior, panoramic sunroof as well. This one as well, though, can't be registered here in Australia. Of course, there's other vehicles of this, basically the same model, getting around here in Australia. They must have bought it right before SAIC actually started selling MG electric cars here in Australia. Now, looking at this one as well, perfect on the inside, perfect on the outside, looks really good to me. And this one here, bidding is up a bit higher than the others. It's $650, and they've got 6 bidders. So I'm not going to worry about that one. I'm going to bid on the other 4. And you know what? Considering the battery pack sizes in these cars would be like having 5 Tesla Powerwalls, well, I'm willing to bid a fair bit of money. Of course, it's not the same as having a Powerwall. A Powerwall, the system's set up for you, it's all created. There'd be a little bit of work involved in getting the battery pack out and then actually turning it into a Powerwall as such. Now, is it even possible? Well, I think it is, from what I have discovered so far. But now, right after I finish making this video, I'm going to go and find out exactly what technology is in these cars, what battery packs they're using. Are they ternary battery packs? Are they LFP packs? And then I'll narrow down which one I'm going to bid the most on, or which 2 I'll bid the most on. I'm definitely going to buy one of them. It's going to be exciting to find out which one I win, or if I win all 4 of them. You never know. I could, and then I'd be wondering, what will I do with 200 kilowatt hours of batteries? Well, you never know. Start an electricity company. No, jokes. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of these cars? What do you think of my plan? Is it crazy? Is it harebrained? Or is it actually a good idea? I think it is, but I could be wrong. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.